Good afternoon from Yami BTV. Wishing you all well, sending loads of love as usual. Just to let you know what happened the other night. Five came down from Leeds. I'm not online. They've been with me a long time. I got carried away. I don't know. I got to say, even though it took me a day to recover from being paralytic drunk and to be carried home by marching on together, and we are the champions of Europe, and we are Leeds, and we are Leeds. But I loved you all. Thank you anyway. But that was my first drink of the year, and it slaughtered me. I've been on and off the meds. Answering the question, Mamba. Video's looking a bit dodgy. Not to scratch. People ask me, they say, Uncle Yami, can you tell me about what's his name, what's his name, what's his name? Lately, I've been doing a trilogy of fiveology of people that have been asking the same questions for most of the time. Now, if any of you are family members and I offend anybody in any way, give me a call and I'll take it straight down. Right? I can't go up there and tell you where all the dead bodies are buried. I've got to skate around a little bit around everything. I can't lock anybody up from stuff I know. You see what I mean, member? So if you're saying dodgy because, I'm basically saying things that we know already, or, it's kind of a bit character. How else can I do it? What do you want me to say? That I was out with P thing one night and I let off. I can't. You can't talk. That I can't say them kind of things. So I loved everybody. It's a fact. You caused murders for years and years and years. You've asked me again this morning. I told you about Danger. I told you about Ezra. They're all questions that you look in the comments and they ask me. They say, Uncle Yami, come on, let us know a little bit. It's not always going to be to everybody's liking. I've got to say what I saw, little bits that make, if I'm going to go one way all the way, then it's hardly worth listening to. But I'm going to answer the question again this morning. Khalees, sister, love, yeah, love you too. Patrick Maron, yeah, I love you, Patrick. Ireland next for me, innit? After Scotland and Wales. We'll get round to the interviews. The geezer that got me to have it's me. Sometimes I can barely walk. You used to be surprised. But we'll get round to all that. I'm not going to promise anything, but we know that it's all coming up soon. We've been getting by on our little British prisoners and the way it looks, and I do the best I can to give you the greatest insight into what I saw and what I believe is harsh and good, and some things I believe in and some things I don't. I was a baddie, I was a no good whatever. Many that commit crimes of the serious nature of where people are harmed of any kind are baddies, but they're not beyond redemption. I believe some things that can't be redeemed. I do believe that, and you know what I'm talking. The people I talk about when I talk about that, I haven't got my head around them kind of people yet. So there is redemption for everybody. Yeah. All those for combo shot. Oh yeah, boxing inquiry. Yeah. Everything's sweet. I know. They come and got me the other day from Leeds. Dylan, wait anyway. Russell, everything's cool. Don't worry, boy. I ain't going again. I ain't going to have another go for now, that's for sure. But you asked me the question this morning. You're asking me about Ian Kiernan. You're asking me about Brian Wright. So I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer the question in the best way, keep it short, sweet and cool, as I can. Because I know the pair of them. And I like them both. Ian Kiernan, one of the fittest men that I've ever met in my whole life, right? One of the greatest centre midfielders that I ever saw. Only injury stopped him playing. He could spread a ball from that way to that way to that way to that way. He was the absolute business. The day I had to take a tumble on the football pitch, remember when I had to take a little right hand and I had to sit down, but I weren't knocked out. I looked, Ian walked past and he looked at me, Ian Kiernan, and I looked him on the floor. I went like that. I went, effing hell, Ian. What am I doing sitting here? He said, yeah, you've lost your head. Because I went mad. I went, you've done it all blind. Truth, facts. On Whitemore pitch, I loved Ian Kiernan. Proper stuff. You don't need no nonsense out of them. Him and Brian are really tight. A lot of things are said about Brian. Don't know him personally, closely, and thing, but I know that we got on. If you get what I mean. Brian's super fit too. On all things. Yep. And did they really ever talk to many people? The odd things again. What we get around when we're talking about certain people. Kenny, Terry. There's only certain ways that I can put things. Because if you think that some of those biggest names in history talk to anyone, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be having a laugh. They are completely paranoid about being bugged everywhere. That's why they're high risk and on the phones and blah, 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 blah. I'd like to give you a few jokes, like when Kenny and Gary met, you know, like things like that took place, you know. I like to mention not just all the, I didn't see much bad. Some of the characters we talk about, you'd be finding it difficult to believe that they committed what they committed. You know what I mean? You have to think sometimes. But, all right. I'm holding back a bit here. But Brian Wright, don't know him, didn't get to know him as close as Ian Kiernan. But I'll tell you one thing. He's a lovely geezer. Right? He's family to someone that I knew. I can't remember. But I think he's about now, Brian. I don't know if his story, his book has been told, but I know they were heavy duty. With whatever, you know. But Ian Kiernan, boy, I liked him. He was my boy, and they talk proper sense. Go and have a conversation with them. They'll tell you what it all is. And that's why they'll be there. If they listen to me and they say, but Yami's going to tell you exactly. What can I say? Really, about the people when you ask me I'll give you my character reference. It doesn't mean I'm right. You know what I mean? I love you all anyway. But them two, that's very close, sporty, nice boys. And it is what it says on the jar lid. Coming up later with one of your favourites. I'm just getting over the other day. Bloody hell, man. Talk to you in a little while. Love you loads. Love you loads. Love you loads.